Welcome to Ram U and Triathlon 101. I'm Todd Bastide, your race announcer, and you are someone who's interested in triathlon. Well, congratulations and welcome to the sport. We're here at Running Away Multisport. These folks are committed to get you everything you need, and that includes information. So, triathlon, how's it work? We've got 3 sports with some interesting stuff wrapped around it. First, you need a home office. That's called transition. This is where you set up your gear. This is a secure area accessible only to you and other athletes. It's open for a few hours prior to the start, and you'll need to be out before the event begins. Transition can be kind of crowded on race day. Many races limit the size of bag you can take in, so plan on being both tidy and compact. Okay, here's an example. We're using a small towel to define our space, and everything tucks in nice and neat under the bike. When the event is over, you'll need your bib number to get back in to collect your gear. Okay, now to find out who you are. When you go to packet pickup, you'll be given some important stuff. You'll get a race bib, a race number for your bike, and a colored swim cap that correlates with your swim wave. At some races, you'll also get your timing chip. Other races, you'll pick those up on race morning. This chip has your information on it and is being read as you cross mats throughout the race. If you lose that chip, you just vanished from the event, and you won't get a finish time. Don't let that happen. Nice and tight around the ankle, under the wetsuit if you use one, so the chip stays on even when the wetsuit comes off. One other race ID component, body marking. Most races use magic marker, and don't worry, it comes off eventually. The important point is that you allow enough time prior to the race to get to body marking and get marked. Check the race website for specifics as to where and when. Also, make sure you know when packet pickup is available. In many cases, it's not available on race day, so plan ahead. Packet pickup is also a good time to do some strategic planning if it's located at the race site. Where will I park? Where will I meet friends or family after? If you're not at the race site, remember to determine these things in advance. At the larger races, having a reunite chosen ahead of time can save a lot of hassle. First event is the swim. Most common 101 question is, what's up with wetsuits? Are they required? Why is everyone using one? First of all, you're not required to use one, but if the water temperature is 78 degrees or cooler, you can without affecting your results. Now, what does that mean? Well, if the water temperature is warmer than 78 and you choose to use a wetsuit, you simply won't be eligible for awards. And by the way, if you're racing in the Caribbean or somewhere else where the water temperature is 84 or higher, you won't be allowed to use a wetsuit at all. The problem is that if you invest $200, $300, $400 in a wetsuit, you want it to last, and that's not going to happen if you jump into your local pool. The chlorine level in most pools will dramatically shorten the life of even the best wetsuit. So the challenge is finding open water swim options prior to your event so you can get comfortable swimming in the wetsuit. And it does take a little time to get used to. Which leads to our second challenge. You need to get one that fits well. Running Away Multisport lives by the motto, fit first. All the bells and whistles are simply not going to cut it if the wetsuit or bike or running shoe doesn't fit properly. You need to take the time to get a good fit. Talk to the folks here at Running Away Multisport. They'll get you on the right track. Remember, fit first. Most shorter races have wave starts. You'll be assigned a wave such as 8:02 a.m. The wave will likely be composed of athletes in your age group. Remember, your racing age is based on how old you are on December 31st of the year of the event, not your age on race day. It's important that you start in the wave that you are assigned to. Start either before or after, and you're likely looking at a disqualification. Now, there may also be a swim course cutoff, meaning you'll have to be done with the swim by a certain time. For most swimmers, this shouldn't be a problem, but it's a good idea to be aware of it. If you're a nervous swimmer, A, you're not alone. B, know that you can grab onto the lifeguard boat if you need a break during your swim. They can't move you forward, but they can give you something to hang on to. In the meantime, you're done with the swim. Congratulations. You climb out of the water thinking, well, that wasn't so bad, and run to transition. You head to your spot on the rack, drop the goggles and the swim cap, strap on and secure the helmet, grab your cycling shoes, glasses, and bike, and head to bike out. You won't get on your bike until you're past the mount line. Another reminder to make sure your helmet is snap secure, as the folks at Bike Out will not let you onto the bike course if it isn't. Know this: Helmets are justifiably a big deal. You can race in Bermuda shorts and a cotton Cookie Monster t-shirt if you like, but you will need an approved helmet and have it on and secure anytime your bike is moving. Running Away Multisport will be happy to take a look at your helmet prior to race day, make sure it's approved, or get you set up with a new one if it's time to do so. Okay, you're just about done with a fantastic bike leg. You now have a dismount line. Once off, you'll run, not ride, back to, you guessed it, your spot in transition. The bike is racked, and that's back wheel in first with the seat over the rack. Helmet is off, swap to your running shoes, and you're running out of transition. Couple points about the run course. We're on to our third discipline, and if it's warm, we're going to want to be smart about the aid stations. Walk through them if running and drinking at the same time is a bit tricky. Main point is, get those fluids in. Check prior to the race to see if the run course has a cutoff time. If the run course does close, that typically means that you'll need to move on to the sidewalks, as the roads may no longer have police or volunteer protection. Run is done, on with the fun. Take it across the finish line, check that your bib number is visible, smile for the photographer, turn in your timing chip, and move on away from the finish line to make room behind you. Cue up the celebration. One last element of good racing, pretty much a discipline of its own, and that's nutrition. First and foremost, and this applies all over, don't race it if you haven't trained with it. You will need fuel, and the time to figure out what works best for you is months in advance of the race. Training and racing nutrition is a huge topic. Do your research, test options in training, come talk to the staff at Running Away Multisport, and find what works best for you. And don't be surprised if learning more about race nutrition affects how you eat on a daily basis. Well, that's a quick overview. Your next step, if you haven't already done so, is to sign up for a race. No better way to up the motivation than have a race on the calendar that keeps moving closer. Ram Racing puts on great races every year and is committed to making them as rookie-friendly as possible. Meanwhile, the folks here at Running Away Multisport will make sure you have the right gear to maximize the event. Each race has its own website with specifics, and of course, it's a good idea to be familiar with all that information. And you'll also want to make sure your contact information is current for any race you sign up for, so that updates and news about that event will reach you. Triathlon is a fantastic sport with a great lifestyle and wonderful folks associated with it. Take all of it in, be healthy, and have fun. For RAMU, I'm Todd Bastide. We'll see you at the races.